Well, I know you all been waiting for this, and I've had time to process this whole election, and I'm ready to give my analysis. More importantly, I'm ready to breathe fire today. So I've been clear on the show for the entire election that no matter who wins, the working class is going to get screwed, and neither candidate is going to do anything to fix the real problems that people are dealing with in the worst economic crisis in U.S. history alongside the raging pandemic. So I was never one of those people emotionally invested in making sure like one candidate wins over the other one. But I was still pretty eager to get the final results of the election because I wanted to move away from the abstract discussions about what would happen if Trump wins, what would happen if Joe Biden wins, and I wanted to fill that in with more details, with more specifics about what the actual power dynamics are going to be in DC, in Congress, so I can paint a more clear picture about how the next 4 years, potentially 8 years, are going to play out in this country. And, well, all the votes haven't been officially counted as of yet, but we have enough of the results to start filling in the blanks about what the political dynamics are going to be looking like going forward. So even though the presidential race hasn't been officially called, I feel confident in saying that it seems like it's decided already. It's pretty clear Joe Biden is going to be the next president of the United States. I'm recording this video. It's about 10 a.m. November 5th. So we're expecting some final results from the state like Nevada and potentially Georgia and Pennsylvania to be coming in within hours. So it might be completely officially decided but by the time this video is up on YouTube. But I feel confident in saying that Joe Biden has won the presidential race. In terms of the House, Democrats managed to lose seats in the House to Republicans, and of course the Senate, they were not able to gain a majority in the Senate. So that means we're looking at Joe Biden in the White House, Democrats controlling the White House, Democrats controlling the House, and Republicans controlling the Senate. And this may have been the worst of all scenarios for election night for this very reason that I'm going to get into in this story, which is now it's the official strategy of Joe Biden and his team to their official excuse for doing the same shit a Republican president would do is going to be the Republicans in the Senate made me do it. There are already reports, before the votes are even done being counted, already reports that people in Joe Biden's transition team are openly saying that they need to pick more, quote, moderates, which is code for centrist Republicans and or Republican-like candidates for cabinet positions. Or else, how else are they going to get them through a Republican Senate? That's the excuse that they're using already, and this is going to be a recurring theme throughout the Joe Biden presidency. So I'm going to get into this, but first, you guys already know the deal. I'm trying to do the show full time, and in order to do that, I need help from the audience. So if you guys can help support the show financially, I have the link to my Patreon account in the About page of my YouTube channel. You could join in and pay a monthly subscription, help support me, help support the show. I also have, if you feel comfortable with doing a one-time contribution, I also have a link to a PayPal account in the About page of my YouTube channel. And I am also doing a partnership with this company called Mask Up, where if you click the special link that they give me, that's also in the About page of my YouTube channel, and you go to their website and make a purchase, I get 20% commission off of your purchase. Doesn't cost anything extra to you. They sell reusable cloth masks for about $17. And like I said, I get 20% commission off of whatever your final sale is. So now back to the story. Like I said, this may be the worst case scenario for like in terms of election results. And the reason why I say this is because several reasons. Like I've talked about on the show, when Democrats have control of government, it adds a whole other hurdle to the fight. It makes it that much more difficult to push for and to fight for actual left-wing policies because of the fact that the Democrats are controlled opposition. They take money from the same donors as the Republicans. They support the same policies as the horrific, destructive policies as the Republicans. But they have cover, and a lot of people give them a pass because people view them as, quote, the good guys and the Republicans as the bad guys. So they get a lot of cover from the shit libs who are going to be out there defending them no matter what they do, no matter if they govern exactly like Trump. The shit libs and the normie Dems who don't really follow politics too closely, don't really follow policy closely, they're going to be out defending Joe Biden just like they were under the Obama administration. So like I said, that's a whole other hurdle that people are going to have to overcome to pressure Joe Biden to, and I don't mean pressure like how Bernie Sanders AFC going to pressure. I mean with actual public pressure campaigns, direct actions, and things like that. It adds a whole other hurdle because now you have to convince those people, hey, Joe Biden's not on your side. Joe Biden's not the good guy. And I've talked about the whole controlled opposition factor of the Democrats before. And part of the controlled opposition factor is the theater, the theatrics, the kabuki theater, we're fighting the Republicans. We're the exact opposite as the Republicans. Republicans are preventing us from doing all the good things we want to do. That theater aspect of it is going to play an even larger role now that Democrats have control of government, or more specifically have control of the House and the White House, and Republicans have control over the Senate. And like I said, this is arguably the worst case scenario because say the Democrats won the House, had a supermajority in the House, they won the Senate, and they won the White House. It would have been a tougher sell to the Democratic Party, to the Democratic base, for Joe Biden to try to confirm Republican nominees for cabinet positions. It would have been a tougher sell to push austerity, economic politics, and economic policies, and a right-wing corporatist imperialist agenda. It would have been a lot harder to sell those things to the American public if you have complete control of government, because now it's on you. People want UBI, people want Medicare for all. The Democrats are supposed to be representing, quote, the left of the country, the left wing of the country. And that's what the left wing of the country wants. So if you have complete control of government, you have little to no excuse to not do those things. But now, like I said, worst case scenario, Democrats have the House, Democrats have the White House, Republicans have the Senate. So now the theater is going to be amplified even more. And now Joe Biden has an excuse to run around and say, look, man, really want to do all those things that you guys want. Trust me. Believe me, I want to do what you guys want to do. It's Mitch McConnell, man. It's the Republicans in the Senate. They won't let me do it, so won't even try. I'm just going to cave up front and do everything that the Republicans want, basically govern like a Republican president, because, hey, Republicans, we have to get through the Republicans in the Senate. So this is the ideal cop-out for the neoliberals and the corporate Democrats like Joe Biden. The ideal cop-out. And they wasted no time trotting out this excuse. They, like I said, they won't even try to fight the Republicans in the Senate. They're going to do everything that they want up front and act like they had no choice in the matter. Act like they had no say. Act like it wasn't an option to fight for a real left-wing agenda. And something else I want to just touch on real quick, and I'm not going to spend too much time on this because I think I'm going to do an entirely separate video on this. But really, it's the Republican senators, it's the Republican control of the Senate. That's what's going to make you push centrist, corporatist, neoliberal political figures in your cabinet. Up front, let me just say, I disagree with this idea that, Joe Biden and his transition team, they're earnestly looking for the best candidates for the job and the best people they think could get confirmed. Let us not forget what we learned from the 2016 WikiLeaks, that Obama's entire cabinet, not one person, not three people, not half the list, Obama's entire cabinet was picked for him by executives at Citigroup, his top political donors in his 2008 race. Entire cabinet picked by Wall Street, picked by financial elites who at the time were responsible for the current economic crisis. Obama lets their executives send him a list of cabinet officials, and those are exactly who he picked to be in his cabinet. So the cabinet picks, let's be clear, they're already bought and paid for. Joe Biden took more money from Wall Street. He took even more money from Wall Street than Obama did. So you think that they spent as much money in Obama's campaign and got to pick the entire cabinet? You think they're not getting the same deal out of a Joe Biden administration? Come on. And before we had the official results in, they were already floating these bullshit excuses for why they were going to try to shut the left out of a Joe Biden cabinet. Me and you both know that they weren't going to ever put any real lefties in Joe Biden's administration anyway. But before we had the official results, before Election Day, there were already people from Biden's campaign and his transition team talking to the press and saying, we're going to institute this informal rule that Democratic senators won't be picked for cabinet positions so that they can maintain those seats in the Senate. That was just mental gymnastics to justify not picking someone like Bernie Sanders or someone who they think is a progressive or a lefty like Elizabeth Warren. It was just mental gymnastics to justify not putting them in the cabinet. And that was a weak ass excuse up front because, okay, don't pick your Democratic senators. Why don't you pick somebody that aligns with them ideologically or aligns with them on policy? You don't have an excuse not to do that. Well, that was before, like I said, that was before the election results came in. Now that the results are in and the Republicans have the Senate, look how fast they switch gears. And now now we got to pick a bunch of centrists. We got to pick a bunch of Republicans to get confirmed because we have to get them through a Republican Senate. So, of course, there can't be any real lefties. Of course, we can't pick Stephanie Kelton or anyone who believes in MMT, modern monetary theory. Of course, we can't pick them to be in top positions of the Biden administration because they have to get confirmed through the Republican Senate. There's no way Stephanie Kelton's going to get confirmed. So, I don't know. Let's pick the CEO of Bank of America or something to be Treasury Secretary. So, like I said, it's just mental gymnastics. It's just them trying to rationalize the Republican agenda that they were already going to be pushing. Main takeaway here, this is the excuse. This is going to be the excuse from Joe Biden for why they don't do anything to help people during this unprecedented crisis. The Republicans made me do it. If it weren't for these dastardly Republicans in the Senate, we would help people so much. You have to believe me, we want to help you so much. We want to give you guys a UBI. We want to give you guys health care. We want to do all the good things for you. We want to do the rent and debt and mortgage cancellation. We want to help the 40 million people who are about to be evicted. But good God, Mitch McConnell in the Senate, he won't let us do it. So throw my hands up. I'm not going to do anything for 4 years. And for 4 years, Joe Biden is going to sit on his ass and not do anything. And that is not even an option for people in this country right now. Sitting back and maybe in 4 years, maybe we'll win some more seats. Maybe we'd get control of the Senate, get a supermajority in the House. And then after that, Oh, we can help the people, the 40 million people who are evicted. Oh, after that, we could help the millions of people who've been financially ruined because they lost all of their income. 60 million people who lost their job and have no income because of the economic crisis. Oh, maybe 4 years, 5 years, 10 years later, we can do something to help them. So this is what the point I've been trying to drive home this entire election. The entire election. No matter who wins, our government is still in a crisis of legitimacy. Our institutions are completely unresponsive to the American people in a time of crisis and aren't going anywhere near far enough to do what's necessary to help the American people. So whether it's Trump in the White House or it's Joe Biden in the White House, the only way that we can avert complete calamity in this country, societal collapse in this country, is with direct action, is with public pressure campaigns to force the hand of politicians to do the policies that we all know are correct and we all know are going to help people in this time of crisis. UBI, giving everybody monthly recurring checks. Medicare for all. Damn near a third of this country has no health care in the middle of a pandemic. Take the pandemic off the table. A third of the country having no health care is a crisis. That is a public health crisis, period. Before the pandemic, before COVID, 40,000 people were dying every year because they couldn't afford health care. Now that number is going to rise exponentially because all the people who lost their insurance because of the virus and the mass layoffs and all of that. Now it's going to rise even higher. And I don't even feel comfortable repeating the 40,000 people dying every year number because that is going to be so wildly inaccurate going forward. And the way that it's going right now, it looks like Joe Biden's administration is going to be exactly like the last 7-8 months during this pandemic. No action for the American people. You'd be lucky if you get another stimulus check from Joe Biden during his entire administration. And he's going to pick a bunch of Republicans to do a bunch of Republican shit in his administration. And the excuse is, hear me now, quote me later, the Republicans in the Senate made me do it.